Hello everyone, this is Patrick, Comics and Collectibles. And before I get into this video, I want to test out a couple of more possible names for my channel. Going to be changing the name of the channel soon, so let me know how they sound to y'all, alright? Dale's Hobbies and Habits. Dale's Habits and Hobbies. All right, folks, but let me know how does that sound? I'm really focusing on habits and hobbies, or maybe hobbies and habits. I think hobbies and habits has a better ring to it, rolls off the tongue a lot easier. And I'll talk more about the habit part later on. You probably wondering, what habit? Anyway, let's get into this. All right, folks. I have been working on this bus. This is a 3D model, by the way. I've been working on this for several weeks now, and I've had a lot of issues with it. And I'm coming to find out that 99.9% of those issues were caused by me unwittingly. Okay, I did not know I was causing these problems. Now, I did learn about some of these potential problems recently. So let's talk about what's happening right here in front of us. As you can see, this bus is pretty much destroyed, but I'm going to save it, folks. I'm not going to throw it away. That's probably what you're thinking. Man, why don't you just trash that thing and buy another one? All right, I could do that, and they are relatively inexpensive, but part of what I do on this channel is teach myself to repair models and statues. I'm also teaching myself to paint those. So this is going to be a big challenge, probably the biggest challenge I've faced when it comes to repair so far. So let's talk about what has happened here. Okay, hold on, let me back up a little bit. Yesterday I recorded, folks, look, if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Yesterday I recorded probably an 8-minute video, and I was talking about this bus right here. When I went to download the video to YouTube, I couldn't find it. So somehow I didn't hit the record button, or I hit the stop button during recording, or either I deleted the video. I don't know which one it was, but in that video I had this. Okay, and I brought these along for reference here so you can see what I'm talking about. I guess training aids. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. I brought these here for training aids. Yesterday when I sawed this in half, and yes, I did, folks. You probably can't tell because as I was sawing it, it started just coming apart. But I did saw it in half, and it was full of this. And this is plaster of Paris, by the way. It was full of this plaster of Paris. And this is the support. In case you haven't seen the inside of a 3D model, this is what the supports look like. So it was full of the support system and plaster of Paris. I did briefly consider just throwing the whole thing in the trash, but again, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't do it. So what I did was put it into a bucket of water, and I let it soak all day, hoping that it would loosen some of this plaster, because this stuff is, when it dries, it's really hard, it's solid, and it was semi-attached to the inside of the bus. So I put it in there, and after maybe 24 hours, I was able to detach the remainder of it, and that's this piece right here. I got all of that stuff out, and this is my second time doing away, or I should say, this is my second time dealing with plaster of Paris, and this is going to be my second time that I have discarded it. I will not be using this on a large basis like I am now. I will only be using this on a very limited basis from now on, because I have just discovered, okay, yesterday I was thinking it was a combination of the plaster of Paris and the hot glue. And I'm still kind of thinking that. And let me say this, folks, I am no Walter White, all right? I'm no expert on this stuff at all. I'm guessing, and those are educated guesses because I go online and research stuff, and it kind of brings me to the conclusion of what I was thinking. So I'm kind of thinking that it was a combination of the plaster of Paris and the hot glue, and I still think that. But just a while ago, I picked up this head, and the head was fine yesterday, folks. I looked at it, and there was a crack right, hold on, let me show you. Right where my thumb is, there was a crack, maybe 4 inches long. And the only thing in here was plaster of Paris, no hot glue. There were air holes in it, right there. So what I'm thinking is somehow this plaster of Paris is contracting or expanding, and it's causing this to crack. Now, if there are any folks who have expertise in this matter, if you understand how all of these different chemicals and plaster and all of this stuff works together or works against one another, please let me know, because I'm here to learn, trying to learn as much as I can about this stuff. All right, so now, and that's what happened with the head. So I do know that it's not only a chemical reaction between the hot glue and the plaster of Paris. It's also just the plaster of Paris. So that's why I say I'm going to be only using that on a limited basis. And since I'm talking about fillers, you notice that transition there? It's pretty smooth, huh? All right, so fillers. If anyone can tell me what they use for fillers on their 3D models, I would appreciate it. And it would save me a whole lot of research. I've been researching, take two. I have been researching fillers already, and I'm looking at some possibilities, but I don't want to put money into one and then have it cause me more problems. Now, let's get to the base so I don't forget about the base, and then we'll get back to the main part here, the bust. All right, something else I have noticed, and you probably can see it yourself. In case you can't, there's some wetness, dampness right there on that piece of plastic. I removed the bottom of this base so that I could fill it with plaster, and when I removed it, I destroyed it, so I was going to use this as a replacement for the bottom, and this is just a piece of plastic. So I'm thinking that if you enclose this plaster, and that's kind of probably what happened here, even though it had little vent holes in it, once you enclose this stuff, it creates moisture, and that moisture softens the clay, it softens the plaster, and that has caused me some problems in the past. That's the conclusion I came to, again, not being a chemist or anything like that. I'm just guessing, shooting in the breeze, all right? Any information, input on that, I would appreciate it. So at this point, I'm not sure what I'm going to use to enclose the base here, because this right here is solid, it's hard, it's not soft now. I did remove some hot glue from here the other day, and that hot glue had caused this to become soft, and it was really moist. But since removing the hot glue and letting it get some air, it has hardened again. So I really don't want to bother this, but I may have to remove it. Otherwise, I won't be able to enclose this or close it back up. All right, so that's that. Let me see. Yeah, this is pretty solid. Let's see. All right, so let's get to the main thing here. And I know this thing looks like a jigsaw. Let me get this out of the way. I know this looks like a jigsaw puzzle, and basically that's what it is at this point. But hey, as a kid, I really enjoyed puzzles, so this will be a challenge for me. A three-dimensional puzzle. And I think I managed to salvage all of the parts except maybe a couple of small pieces. And these are some of the pieces here that I got out of the bucket that I had this thing soaking in. But the parts that I don't have, I can fill those in with something. I'll find something that'll work on the holes. So again, folks, I am going to try to rescue this, try to save it. I don't want to throw it away. I really like this thing. And let me show you. This is, oh, come on, stay. All right, it's not gonna, let me see if I can do this. It's hard working with one hand. All right, so it's gonna be something like that. Okay, and that's part of the head. And this piece goes right there, and it'll close up. And this piece, okay, I don't know. I think this comes from the bottom down here somewhere, and then a couple of small pieces. But that's it, folks. And I will be doing a series of videos in the coming weeks. That didn't sound right. I will be doing a series of videos in the coming weeks talking more about this 3D model and what I plan to do to save it. Along with that, I will be talking about the future of this channel. I will be doing a lot less new projects for a while I go through my entire collection of 3D models, and I have quite a few. I want to go through those to see if any of them are damaged and if any of them have any cracks that I haven't noticed. Also, maybe drilling holes into some of them and getting out some of the plaster that I have put into them. Another thing, I will be reevaluating the direction of this channel, because YouTube recently made changes where they have changed the qualification of what is considered a view on any given video. And again, I'll be doing more videos talking more about that in the coming weeks. All right, folks, and if you're still here, I want to thank you. I'm pushing 14 minutes, and if you've watched this, I really appreciate you being here. You are truly one of Dale's diehards, and you're the type of person that I really appreciate as a viewer and as a subscriber, if you are subscribed. So again, folks, thank you for watching this video, and I really appreciate you supporting the channel. I don't know what I'm going to do for a thumbnail. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I'll play on the old Shakespeare thing. Alas, poor Carnage. No, I already did that thumbnail, but it was a different project. Maybe I can do it again with this. Let's see if I can get a good shot. Okay, that's it, folks. Maybe I can get something out of that right there for a thumbnail. Thanks again. Bye.